Now, during your career in the Army, your period time where you became that national veterans wrestling champion, and then now your stage of being a speaker, can you pinpoint a specific lesson or advice from somebody in each area that you go, wow, that changed my trajectory here, here, and here?
So in terms of the Army first, is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah. Was there a specific mentor, coach, or somebody who gave you
Oh yeah.
something that goes, "Oh, wow, that changed my mindset on that. That's how I became more successful there in each segment."
Right. Well, in the Army, I took the position as officer in charge of the 21st Combat Support Hospital in Mosul, Iraq during 2003, late 2003 into 2004, and got to work with General Petraeus at that time. He was Major General Petraeus, two-star at the time of the 101st Airborne Division, and his staff. Incredible individuals. And General Petraeus, just amazing man. One of the things that I saw was a new perspective of individuals like General Petraeus and his assistant division commanders and his brigade commanders. As I see those of us in the medical field, chaplains and ancillary staff of that side as caretakers. But at the end of the day, I came to understand these war fighters as caretakers and how compassionate these individuals were in terms of their soldiers. When I saw them interact with injured soldiers, some cases soldiers who were on the brink of death,
Mhm.
if not, and that had been resuscitated through incredible medical efforts through our hospital, but to see the compassion they displayed towards these soldiers and the concerns they had for them was unbelievable. And so at the end of the day, I came to understand in the bigger picture of things, yes, they are war fighters, but they're caretakers for their soldiers. So it gave me a new perspective of looking at the the army and the military at large and how gracious this man was and the way he interacted with others. And so gave me a perspective on general officers from a personal perspective that I had not had that perspective with.
Mhm.
That was one thing in the Army, and that turned out to be really the high point in terms of assignments that I was able to have with the Army. In terms of wrestling, they're preparing for the National Veterans Finals or the National Veterans Championships in 2012. I got to do it with my son, and he was my youngest son, Joey. He was my training partner, my trainer, and my manager. And so the sacrifices day in and day out, and the consistency that it required, and you understand that to accomplish a goal of any magnitude requires a lot of sacrifice, day in and day consistency. But you have to embrace, we call it embrace the suck, but you have to enjoy the journey.
Right.
And as difficult as it was, it was difficult. I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed doing it with my son. It was so special that I got to do this with my son. And so, yeah, it was hard. It was very hard. It required diligence and denial of a lot of other things, exclusion. I shouldn't say denial, but exclusion of a lot of other things to focus on that. But it was fun. It was fun doing it. And it was something I had been wanting to do for a period of years, but had not had the opportunity to train with somebody so that I could do that.
Hmm.
So I enjoyed the journey. And so when you're looking to accomplish something that's difficult, you've got to find a way to enjoy that journey. Because a difficult journey, if you're not enjoying it, it's very hard to stick with it.
Right.
Then the other that you asked about is with speaking. And I think the biggest aha there is it's not about you. It's never about you. It's about who's on that other end of the microphone, who's on the other end of the camera, who's in the audience. It's all about them.
Mm-hmm.
What is the message going to do for them? How is it going to impact them? How is it going to change their life? It's not about me. And so if I get all wrapped up about me, how am I going to come across? How am I going to appear before them? Am I going to stumble and fumble? What are they going to think about me? I'm already way behind the eight ball. But if it's how am I going to help them?
Right.
How am I going to bring a message that helps transform their lives, that helps them in a place where they may be struggling? And if I can keep that in mind, each and every time I stand before a crowd or stand on camera and share, then it becomes a lot easier because it's not about me. It's about them.
Right.
And that's the same thing when you write a book. It's not about you. It's about the people that are going to read this book and how is it going to transform their lives? What is it going to do for them? It's not about having my name in print. What is it going to do to change the life of the reader?
Very, very powerful stuff.